The marriage everyone thought was unbreakable, shattered in one night by a single leaked video. But this wasn't just betrayal, it was something much darker. Imagine the couple you thought would never fall apart, and then discovering their entire empire was built on lies. That's exactly what just happened. Doug and Jackie, once the symbol of loyalty. But when the truth came out, the world realized love might not be as real as we thought. One night, one video, and a truth so shocking, it destroyed not just a marriage, but trust itself. For years, Doug and Jackie Christie were seen as the picture of loyalty and lasting love. In Sacramento and beyond, people believed their marriage was unshakable, the type of bond that could withstand anything. But in a single night, that image came crashing down. A leaked video, grainy but undeniable, surfaced online and spread like wildfire. It showed Jackie Christie in a private, intimate moment with Montell Jordan, not just a friend, but one of Doug's closest companions. To the world, it wasn't just gossip. It was betrayal on a scale that felt almost unthinkable. Social media exploded within minutes. Hashtags like #JackieScandal and #JusticeForDoug trended worldwide as shocked fans posted videos of themselves crying, venting, and questioning what love even means anymore. People who had admired the Christies for years suddenly watched their perfect image collapse into chaos. Doug Christie reportedly saw the leaked footage just moments after it went live. Those who were with him say his entire body seemed to collapse in on itself. His hands trembled uncontrollably, his face drained of color, and his voice cracked as he whispered, almost to himself, "This is my life, my marriage, my trust, destroyed." For a man long admired for his calm presence and steady loyalty, the reaction was shocking to witness. Doug wasn't just heartbroken, he was shattered. The video that spread across the internet in minutes had pierced through the core of everything he believed about his marriage and his closest friendship. It wasn't just betrayal. It was humiliation, a public unraveling that left him both broken and enraged. Almost immediately, Doug grabbed his keys and stormed out of his home. Friends say he barely muttered a word as he left, only that he had to face Montell. His car roared down quiet suburban streets, headlights slicing through the night. His destination, Montell Jordan's home. The man he had once called a brother. The man now caught in the middle of his worst nightmare. What happened when Doug arrived has been described by witnesses as nothing short of explosive. Neighbors later told reporters they heard shouting before Doug even stepped through the door. His fury was raw, unfiltered, the sound of a man pushed past the breaking point. Montell, unprepared and reportedly caught off guard, tried to explain himself, but Doug was inconsolable. Eyewitnesses described the scene as chaos. Doug's voice boomed with anger, accusations spilling out like a flood. Montell shouted back, insisting it wasn't what it looked like, but the evidence was undeniable. Within minutes, the shouting turned into something far darker. Multiple sources claim the confrontation became physical. Shouts turned into the sound of struggle, glass shattering, and furniture crashing. Security footage allegedly shows the two men clashing in Montell's driveway, their anger spilling out into the night. Emergency responders later confirmed Montell had been treated for minor injuries. Though no official statement was given, insiders insist Doug's rage was fueled not just by betrayal, but by the years of trust he believed had been thrown away. Montell wasn't just a friend. He was family, a confidant, a man who had been welcomed into Doug's inner circle for decades. To find out that this same man had been secretly involved with Jackie, Doug's wife of more than 20 years, was more than he could bear. Back at Doug's home, friends and family described a scene of despair. His daughter, Chantel, reportedly broke down when she saw the video. Her tearful words, "I trusted my mother. I believed in our family. But now everything I thought was safe is gone," spread online almost as quickly as the leaked footage itself. The betrayal wasn't just Doug's to carry. It was a wound cut across the entire Christie family. Meanwhile, social media erupted with a storm unlike anything seen before. TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram filled with reaction videos of fans sobbing, shouting, and asking what chance love has if a marriage like Doug and Jackie's could fall apart. Hashtags like #JusticeForDoug, #JackieExposed, and #MontellTheBetrayer dominated feeds. Memes mocked Montell's silence. Edits of Doug's anguished outburst were paired with somber piano tracks, circulating to millions. Montell Jordan's career, once celebrated, began to unravel almost instantly. Concerts were canceled. Endorsements pulled. Fans refused to play his music, writing comments like, You danced to his songs, but he was dancing on Doug's heart. The betrayal wasn't just personal anymore, it was cultural, emotional, and viral. For Doug, the confrontation marked only the beginning of his unraveling. Friends said he locked himself away for hours, replaying the leaked footage over and over as if torturing himself with each frame. Every look, every touch, every word between Jackie and Montell was a fresh wound. He's living the nightmare in a loop, one insider revealed. And then came the whispers of something even darker. Leaked documents suggested this wasn't just about passion or lust, it was about money. Emails and bank records appeared to tie Jackie to shell companies connected to Montell's accounts. Doug's $300 million empire, built over decades, may have been quietly siphoned, piece by piece. The betrayal wasn't only emotional, it might have been financial. What Doug once thought of as his fortress, his marriage, his wealth, his friendships, was now rubble. Everything he trusted most had turned against him. He had given his wife loyalty and devotion, his friend brotherhood and trust. In return, he was handed humiliation, deceit, and possibly financial ruin. And yet, even in the darkest hours, Doug wasn't alone. Millions of strangers across the globe shared in his heartbreak. Videos showed fans clutching memorabilia with tears in their eyes, whispering that if Doug couldn't be safe in love, no one could. Couples filmed breakup videos, citing the scandal as proof that loyalty was an illusion. The Christie betrayal became not just Doug's tragedy, but a collective one, a mirror reflecting people's deepest fears about trust, love, and friendship. As for Jackie, she has remained largely silent, her reputation in ruins. Every public appearance is scrutinized, every word picked apart. Montell's silence, too, has become deafening, a void louder than any denial or apology could be. The absence of explanation only deepens the anger. In the end, Doug Christie's confrontation with Montell wasn't simply about two men clashing. It was about the collapse of an entire world built on trust. His heartbreak has been immortalized online, his anguish turned into viral content. Jackie's betrayal and Montell's complicity have redefined what it means to be unfaithful in an age where every secret can be broadcast to millions in seconds. This isn't just a scandal. It's a cultural earthquake. Doug Christie's love, loyalty, and legacy lie in pieces. Jackie and Montell's choices will be remembered as one of the most shocking betrayals in celebrity history. And the question haunting everyone, from Doug himself to the millions watching worldwide, is simple. Can anyone truly survive betrayal on this scale? But the scandal doesn't end with a single leaked video. What many first assumed was a moment of weakness or one reckless choice is now being painted as something far more deliberate and much darker. Insiders close to the situation suggest Jackie and Montell's connection wasn't just a fleeting mistake. It stretched on for months, woven into a careful pattern of deception. According to multiple reports, the two carried on a hidden routine that shocked even those who knew them best. Late-night phone calls, often disguised as work discussions, became almost daily. They slipped away for secret hotel meetings in cities where they thought no one would notice. Messages between them were allegedly typed, sent, and deleted within minutes, leaving behind just enough suspicion for those who caught glimpses, but never enough proof to confront directly. Friends who once admired Jackie's loyalty to Doug now describe her behavior as cold and calculated. What made it worse was the fact that, for years, Doug's marriage had been seen as one of the most solid in the spotlight. To learn that his wife was quietly unraveling their trust in such a meticulous way made the betrayal sting even more deeply. Yet, the emotional wreckage might only be part of the story. Whispers began spreading that this wasn't simply about love or lust. Some believe money was at the center of it all. Leaked documents, bank statements, internal emails, and reports from anonymous insiders suggest that Doug's massive $300 million empire may have been quietly manipulated behind his back. The documents hint at money being funneled into shell accounts, some of which could be linked to Jackie and Montell. These weren't small amounts either. We're talking about sums large enough to raise red flags, yet cleverly spread across business ventures and personal expenses so they wouldn't immediately stand out. If proven true, this would mean Doug wasn't only betrayed in his marriage, but potentially robbed financially by the two people he trusted most. For Doug, who built his wealth through years of relentless effort and discipline, the idea that his empire was being drained in secret is almost unthinkable. Friends say he has replayed events in his head over and over, asking how he could have missed the signs. How did late-night calls and hidden hotel visits slip past him? How did financial transfers move without his notice? And perhaps the hardest question of all, was Jackie's love ever real, or was it always tied to the money? Fans, too, are struggling to come to terms with this darker possibility. Online forums are flooded with debates. Was this a tragic love affair gone wrong, or a carefully orchestrated scheme to break a man and his legacy? The uncertainty only adds fuel to the fire, with people demanding investigations, answers, and accountability. One thing is clear, the betrayal now reaches far beyond romance. It touches on loyalty, legacy, and the very foundation of trust in both love and business. For Doug Christie, this isn't just a heartbreak. It's a collapse of his personal and financial world, leaving him to wonder if anything he built still truly belongs to him. As more evidence makes its way online, the fallout only grows heavier, and the public reaction has become almost as explosive as the scandal itself. Fans who once cheered for Doug and Jackie as the picture of loyalty are now in full meltdown. Videos flood social media of supporters burning Christie memorabilia, jerseys, posters, even framed photos as a symbolic rejection of the dream they once believed in. Others post raw, tearful confessions, admitting that the news has shaken their own faith in love. If Doug's marriage couldn't survive, what chance does mine have? One woman sobs into her phone camera, her video quickly going viral. Teenagers who plastered their walls with posters of the couple are ripping them down in anger and disappointment. Parents, who once pointed to Doug and Jackie as proof that loyalty could withstand fame, now shake their heads in disbelief. Across the world, couples glance at each other with unease, quietly questioning whether loyalty itself is even real. What once inspired hope has now become fuel for despair. The Christies weren't just celebrities, they were symbols. Their love story had been celebrated as one of the few unshakable bonds in the glare of the spotlight. For years, fans held them up as proof that trust could endure fame, fortune, and temptation. Now, that very story has collapsed, leaving behind a sense of collective heartbreak. The emotional ripple effects are staggering. On talk shows, hosts debate whether any marriage can withstand fame. In classrooms, students discuss the scandal as if it were part of their own lives. Churches and community groups even reference the betrayal in sermons and conversations, warning about the fragility of trust. Doug and Jackie's private implosion has transformed into a cultural lesson on loyalty, or, rather, the lack of it. And the despair doesn't stop at sadness. For some, it curdles into anger. Online movements have sprung up overnight. Hashtags like #NeverTrustAgain and #DougDeservedBetter dominate timelines. Comment sections overflow with rage directed at Jackie and Montell, with fans demanding accountability not just for the betrayal, but for the way it shattered the image of love so many people clung to. The scandal has also forced couples everywhere into uncomfortable conversations. Partners find themselves asking, "Would you ever betray me like that?" Some admit to feeling insecure, as if the Christies' downfall has planted seeds of doubt in their own relationships. What was once a love story people wanted to emulate has now become a cautionary tale, proof of how fragile even the strongest-looking bonds can be. For Doug, the devastation is obvious. But for the millions watching, it's personal too. His heartbreak has become their heartbreak, his shattered trust a mirror reflecting their own fears. The scandal isn't just tearing apart one man's world, it's reshaping how people think about love, loyalty, and trust itself. Meanwhile, Montell Jordan's silence only makes things worse. Concerts are being canceled, old songs boycotted, and fans who once celebrated him now label him a traitor. Every lyric he ever sang about love or trust is now clouded with bitter irony. Jackie Christie's reputation is unraveling just as quickly. And Doug? He has become more than a man betrayed. In the eyes of millions, he's now the symbol of love shattered and trust destroyed. His live broadcast, sitting alone in a dim room, tears streaming, saying, "I gave them everything and this is how they repay me," has been replayed millions of times. Each clip spreads his heartbreak further, turning his private pain into a global spectacle. The revelations keep piling up. Hidden cameras at Montell's house, months of secret meetings, evidence of deliberate deception. Doug's carefully guarded private life has been dragged into the open, dissected by millions who can't look away. This isn't just a celebrity scandal. It feels like a cultural earthquake. A marriage once held up as proof of unshakable devotion now stands in ruins. Jackie's choices, Montell's silence, and Doug's heartbreak have created a narrative as raw and tragic as anything out of Shakespeare. The world is watching, grieving, and raging all at once. And as new leaks continue to surface, One truth remains clear: Doug Christie's life will never be the same. New leaks have taken the scandal from shocking to almost unbelievable. Emails, bank statements, and corporate records suggest Jackie Christie may have secretly tried to move Doug's money through shell companies linked to Montell Jordan. What started as an affair is now being painted as a deeper plot, one involving love, loyalty, and millions of dollars. The public reaction has been instant and ruthless. Fans post tearful videos, some screaming, others whispering in disbelief. One viral clip shows a mother holding her child and saying softly, "If this can happen to them, what hope do we have?" Another shows a teenager ripping Doug and Jackie posters off the wall, shouting, "They lied to us." Has turned into something bigger, a cultural moment. News outlets debate motives. Experts dissect behavior. Everyday people use the Christie's collapse to reflect on their own fears about loyalty and heartbreak. Doug is no longer just a man betrayed. He has become the mirror through which millions confront their own deepest insecurities about love and trust. And still, the scandal keeps growing. More leaks, more rumors, more heartbreak. Doug's confrontation, Jackie's deception, Montell's silence. Together they've created a story too raw and too human for the world to turn away. This is no longer about celebrities. It's about the collapse of trust itself. And the most painful truth of all? There is no undoing it. What's been revealed can never be erased. Doug Christie's heartbreak is no longer private, it's permanent, etched into the internet for the world to see. Jackie's betrayal is captured in leaked clips that will live online forever, and Montell Jordan's silence has sealed his place in the narrative of treachery. What once was a marriage built on trust is now dissected frame by frame, comment by comment, across every corner of social media. The Christie's private world has become a global obsession. Doug, once admired as a symbol of loyalty and devotion, now embodies pain, rage, and the very human cost of betrayal. Jackie, once admired, faces relentless scorn. Montell, once celebrated, is remembered as a traitor. And millions of people who never met them feel the sting as though it were their own heartbreak. This story isn't fading. The leaked video continues to spread, fresh evidence surfaces daily, and Doug's unraveling plays out in real time. What began as a scandal has transformed into something bigger, a cultural event redefining what betrayal means in the digital age. Doug's life, Jackie's secret, Montell's silence. Together they've created a tragedy so raw and devastating that it will be remembered as one of the most shocking betrayals of celebrity history. Doug, once seen as strong and steady, now finds himself exposed to the harshest kind of public torment. Jackie and Montell's secret didn't just shatter trust, it wrecked an empire. Love, wealth, and legacy all lie in ruins. Fans across the world watch with tears and anger. Timelines are flooded with hashtags like #JusticeForDoug, #JackieExposed, and #MontellBetrayed. Every viral post, every remix, every emotional reaction tells the same story: a man destroyed by the two people he trusted most. And still, Jackie shows no remorse. Montell says nothing. Their smiles and leaked messages and videos feel like a cruel mockery of Doug's pain. Every secret plan, every stolen moment, every financial scheme is now evidence against them, and the world is watching Doug try to piece together what's left of his life. This isn't just celebrity drama. It's a digital age tragedy. Love weaponized. Loyalty obliterated. Fame turned into fuel for devastation. Doug's anguish is immortalized online, every tear, every scream, every broken word replayed endlessly. The haunting question lingers: can anyone survive a betrayal this deep? Or has Doug's life, love, and legacy been buried under the rubble of deception forever? This is more than a scandal. It's a warning. In the world of fame, love isn't always a gift. Sometimes it's the deadliest weapon of all.